Hey, what is up, all you beautiful people? My name is Mahia. I'm your blind guide, and I want to talk to you real quick about Redbox. Now, it really came down of recent, and I believe it's coming to a very good buy point. From now, where it's at currently, to about $5, maybe even $4.90 is I think the lowest it might go before it has a rebound. But at the current price, it could have a rebound very, very fast. Because once it starts to have a day maybe where it gains 10, 15, 20%, that's going to trigger a lot of people who got out of it to come back in it. Because right now there's a lot of people, what they're doing is going from one short squeeze or whatever you want to call it to another one. Because even if it doesn't squeeze, if it has high enough short interest, then a lot of people are going to be buying into it with at least the hope that it will have a lot more people FOMO into it, or possibly even have a short squeeze or even just a gamma squeeze. But as far as this one goes, be, other than the short squeeze factor, it has been trading between $1 and $27 for quite a while. But when it had this recent pump up where it went up like 300%, it was about the 490 when all of that, in my opinion, really started, and a lot of investors really start to excuse me, really start to jump into this one. So I could see something similar happening, but right now, even where it's at in the $6 range, it could easily bounce back up from there. So high risk, high reward, in my opinion, because it could come down further. But at the same time, this is one I see going down a little bit and then going back up. My next high price target, not current price target, but the high price target, is going to be 24. Next time it runs, that's what I see it going to. Between 24 and let's say 27. But as it is right now, with all the issues with the option chain and not letting people buy and only letting people sell, that definitely led to a lot of the price action going negative. So if it starts to go up again, and a lot of people could get back into it and then make some money, and then there's also a community whose goal basically is to try to hurt the hedge funds and try to, get into a lot of plays that they have short interest in and just try to make them pretty much pay for trying to, bet this company is going to go down. Because when they short it, they make their money when it goes down pretty much. So, with all that being said, again, high risk, high reward, not financial advice, but at the range it's at between now, I'd say the $6 range to about the 490 on the very low. I could see it bouncing way up. If it breaks 490 and keeps going down, I don't know exactly where it could go. There's a few points of resistance, but it could very well go even lower, testing maybe one or two, and then go all the way back up. But again, my next high is 24 to 27. Next time it has a really big run like it did this last time. Because again, it went from 490 when I first started talking about it. And I wasn't even, I wasn't the first one talking about it. I'm not at all trying to take credit for that. But I'm just saying, when I talked about it at 490, then pretty soon after that, like, I think it was the next day, that's when it started its run, and ran all the way up to about 18, and then since then it's pretty much retraced. But still, as a day trade opportunity, because in my opinion, not necessarily a long-term hold, but as a day trade, because fundamentals aside, when it comes to day trading and when it comes to a short squeeze play, the fundamentals are not what people are investing into. So as long as this project gets a pump up, even if it's not a lot of volume right away, because a lot of people will see that and they know what this stock does. They know it runs and they know it's been trading between 1 and 27. That is a huge range. You get in at 1, that's a 27x. $1,000 into $27,000. That right there is a really, really good profit. But that is all I have for you guys tonight. I will have a link in the description for Webull. You can get yourself some free stocks. And in my opinion, right now, even if you are primarily trading in crypto, it is a very good time to have a stock broker of some sort. I think Webull is very easy to navigate. And one thing I really like about having stocks, especially in a time like this, is for plays like Redbox. People got in at $1, got a 27x, and if they took profit, let it fall back down, and then let go to 18. I mean, people were making crypto-sized gains off this stock play. To me, that is insane. People who are doing the options on it, oh my god. Some people were set for life off of this whole Redbox thing that's been going on. But as long as a lot of people start to either jump into it, or even if just one well or just one hedge fund decides I want to cover my position a little bit and it has that spike, it could trigger a lot of people to jump into it. So just keep your eye on this one, because it is a really, really high flyer when it starts to go. Like I said, crypto size returns in a bear market. As far as crypto and stocks, both have been doing better. Of recent, they've been doing better, but they were doing very, very bad. And this one was still, it was flying. And for a day trader, the day trader's dream. And then on the other side of having a stockbroker, which I think is very important, when all this war started happening in Ukraine, and it was an amazing opportunity for anyone to buy into Lockheed Martin or any stocks like that. Pretty much the war stocks were a very good bet at that time. But Lockheed Martin, every single time there is a war or there is a possibility of a war, in my opinion, it is a very good stock to hold on to. And especially because other than that time, a lot of time it can be either consolidating or just going down. And so perfect time to buy Lockheed Martin. Not financial advice, but if the war progresses, that is where I would put my money into, is Lockheed Martin, because if you just look at what their chart did when all this Russia stuff was going on, when crypto was crashing, when the stock market was crashing, when NFTs were crashing, this stock was still doing good. So again, just a really good reason to have a stockbroker account, because at certain times it is very, very advantageous. Plus, if you have a crypto account and your crypto is doing good, but then stock market has a crash, but your crypto is fine, in my opinion, buying into the stock market on a crash is just really good overall, because it will come back. If nothing else, the Fed will bail out so many companies and pump so much artificial money into it that it will bounce back. And more than that, there are so many stocks that are like 100, in my opinion, 100% safe. Because certain stocks, like Apple, for example, we know Apple is not going anywhere. Amazon, for a very long time at least, is not going to go anywhere. So certain stocks like that, when they dip, you buy into it, especially if it's a, a crash, and you will get some good profit on it. And those are just what I consider completely safe ones. Because if you buy in at a dip, a substantial dip especially, it is going to retrace and it is going to make good profit, but again, in my opinion, not financial advice, but safe profit too. Because when it comes to a lot of companies like that, like Apple, Amazon, Tesla, Google, I don't see them going anywhere, and I just have a lot of faith in buying into those projects only, in my opinion, not financial advice, only on the dip. Because otherwise, it's just, unless you're day trading it, maybe if it's fluctuating, a lot, you're not going to be making high gains. But I mean, if you do want a long-term invest strategy, those are really good ones because over the long term they will perform very good. But that is all I have for you tonight. But again, just keep your eye on Redbox, and if this war progresses, another war is declared. Depending on what happens, if there's any military movement, Lockheed Martin, a very good stock to have. But again, I will be talking to you guys tomorrow. I love all of you, and I hope you have a beautiful night. And buy the dip when you can. And goodbye.